Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a chilly morning, Thursday morning, December 31st, the last day of the year in the shop today. And welcome to Time Wasters on Thursday. And a lot of people say, Rosie, you're smart. You can do electrical work, you can do plumbing, you can do all. But I'm not always the brightest bulb in the pack, and I'm going to show you a little evidence right now that I want to get straightened out today and get it right. Okay, so let's just walk it through over here, okay? Now, if I'm coming in the shop, right, got the beautiful new door. I got that hung, the steel door and everything, all turned out beautifully. I had to frame out a larger size opening. No big deal. But what happens when you come in, you go to reach for the light switch, and guess what? It ain't there, guys. You got to go all the way around in the dark and fumble it for it on this side of the door. And you can see the frame out work I did. Oh, I guess that was June or so. So what I'd like to do, guys, and this wiring is not going to be long enough. I guess I got lazy and just dropped it down that side over there. I'm going to remove the wiring here and run it over here, and I'm going to put a doodad, a junction box up there, and we're going to stick that up there, and then we're going to run down to the outlet. I think I got one here. We're going to run down to the outlet right there and stick that bad boy on at regulation height. And then when we come in, it'll be an easy matter to reach for the left and put that up. So that's not going to be a huge big project, guys, but it will solve something that's a pain in the ass here in the shop. Now, I talked yesterday about all these components, resistors, capacitors, stuff. Well, the good news is the big containers, the little drawer cabinet, 64 to a cabinet with 3 of them have come in, and I'll be able to get that organized over the weekend too. Well, on the bench today, guys, I got something interesting that I've talked about for a little while now, and that's the Curtis Math. If you any of you, Curtis Mathis, M-A-T-H-E-S. Those of you who remember the 80s and the 70s will know that Curtis Mathis was sort of prided itself as a really high-end television manufacturer. And they were out of Texas, and they were a furniture manufacturer first and foremost, a very high-quality furniture. Then they decided to start adding electronics to their stereo consoles and things like that instead of having other people add it, which was quite unusual, guys, because up until then, mostly electronic manufacturers, the RCAs, the GEs, the Sylvanias, the Magnavoxes, had come out and had their own cabinet shops that did their own cabinetry work built around their systems, either their mono or stereo systems. So this was a hell of a departure for a really good quality furniture manufacturer to get into the television console, stereo console business, and they built some behemoth units, as we're going to talk about in future episodes. But this is something that was saved in the early days of stereo music. It was something that was saved out of a gutted, big, huge, high fidelity TV console. Now flip it on here, and it needs a lot of work, and I'd like to sort of make this the unit that goes on the back deck, and you can see it has the green indicator light. And the only thing I'm able to do right now on it is get AM, and you'll see the tuning eye doesn't open or close, so it's got some issues. And the tuner only goes so far down, and it looks like the tuner string just broke off. So it's, you know, it's going to have a high pain in the ass factor to get this thing going again, but we'll get it figured out.
The big questions like the that other cargo ship just totally disappeared behind.
Yeah, so got some work to do, but it has the separate tuner section, and it also has the amplifier section with the power plug-in. Gets its power from the tuner board there. So it's going to be quite a mammoth unit when it's done. You can see the two huge speaker output transformers there, and all of our 6BQ5 output tubes and our EL84s, 12AX7 detectors. This is running really hot. We got to figure out what's going on there. So it's going to need some work. But if we find an old cabinet to mount that in, that could be really cool. And it's reclaiming a piece of the history. So, well, let's cut the BS and dilly-dallying and turn that off. That's got a long way to go and a lot of work to be done on it. And let's get on this project. The first thing I need to do is cut the power, guys. And if you don't know what you're doing about it, with electricity and stuff, just watch. Don't try to do it yourself. Okay. So let me get this all disconnected, and we'll get the wires routed around. Hopefully, we can. Oh, I'm gonna hate to have to drill through 4 levels of 2x4s to get it in there. It looks like it could be a knuckle buster day, guys. So let's get this stuff set up. Okay, guys. A lot of people will waste time trying to work the wires out of the box and everything. Come on. You think an electrician's gonna waste time with that stuff? Just get your dikes out and cut the son of a bitch. That's all you have to do. And there you go. Your box is off. Now we can just work those. We got a couple staples on there. Just work them out of there, free those wires, and then check the length. Make sure they're going to go over to the other side. And then we want to determine, I think I always cut the hot to be the longest, the feed here. And then we have our two light panels here. So, all right, looking good. Already well underway in terms of making that through the junction box in the top there. Now I'm just feeding down and getting the proper length on the side here. Gonna run 3 up there, and then we'll worry about doing all of our connects. Whew, you getting tired? I'm gonna need a water break in a bit, but things are coming along good. We got things pretty much buttoned up top side, and we're turning for home. We've got our 3 new leads in position down there, and we have everything beautifully buttoned up on the junction box there, so we're looking good. Spared you all the wire stripping and connecting in there. Let's just say I ran all the grounds common, and then ran the hot and neutrals down here. So all we have to do is mount our box and feed, and we should be good to go, guys. I'm gonna have to determine which one is coming through hot, since I basically cut these the same length now. I'll strip a little bit off and do the test, but for right now I need to get something to drink. I know a lot of people getting confusion when they're wiring a switch, because they're trying to hook a say a neutral, a white wire up to the top, and of course the black for the brass for the hot feed below. But actually you're just breaking the black power connections here when you're using a switch. In other words, you're going to end up feeding a hot feed black from the bottom to both of them, and I just split that off with a little pigtail to take out to both of them. And then you're going to take your two whatever you're running, your lights, your 2 sets of lights or whatever, are going to hook to the top of it, to the top screw. And all your whites or all your neutrals are going to be connected and tucked back in. I'll also pigtail off some grounds off of these and hook them to these grounds and tuck that in real nice. And the last thing I'll do is hook up my hots to these 2, and we should be good to go. So yeah, it can be confusion. It can be a lot of confusion, but you just want to make sure you understand that the switch is just actually breaking the hot connection here, and the neutrals are all connected inside. Okay, that way it makes it a lot easier to remember. The breaker's back on, and let's give her a test, guys. Binga, banga, boomba. All right, we got all of our light banks on. We need to get a new bulb for up there, but yeah, okay. Looking good. Yeah, I'm always happy when a plan comes together. All I have to do is kind of secure those. Let's go ahead and put the get these hooked down good, and then get these battened down with some wire staples, and get the cover plate on. And wow, now when we come into the workshop, we won't have to be fumbling and stumbling in the dark to try to get to the light switch. Oops, here comes Missy Jen to give it a go, huh? You see I switched the light switch over to that side now. Ooh. There you go. Yeah, now guess what? You don't have to worry about falling down anymore when you come in to try to get behind there to get that. So
You had to. I always have the tendency I forget to get some water.
yeah, so you have to go over there and journey over to the center of hell.
I always snuck in the dark around to get.
Yeah, and that's kind of dangerous. So
And now we can just flick on the light
that's it.
and then come in here safely. And
So I called it a time waster, but it wasn't really a time waster today. It was kind of an important project.
it's a safety
Thing. So what I did was I just put a little junction box over the door up there, if you see it behind you over there.
Right up yonder.
Yeah, right there, and then just ran at because I didn't have long enough, and then just ran 3 leads of hot and 2 for our lighting. So we're all good, you know. So
It's definitely not a waste of time when it comes to safety.
that's right. So trying to
so
get stuff right for the new year. Did you see our Curtis Mathis here, Jen? This is their time waster here.
Oh.
That's
You
cool.
put the new
Now the
thing
string
in
has
the
come
bulb
off
in?
of it. Yeah, it's gonna be
And that's the bulb you put in.
yeah, it's gonna be a
Here.
challenge and a half. It's got the now if you want to change stations, all you have to do then is just reach your hand in behind in the midst of all this electrical stuff. And then just do that. And if you
doesn't
don't
have
shock the
enough.
shit out of yourself, now the string has come off and everything. We got a long way to go. But that is a real brute, isn't it, this big thing?
Yeah.
So, but we got our new bulb and stuff. But I know you don't want to tune it like that all the time.
No. I'm all about being safe.
Yep, that's it. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for being along on our last day of 2015, our last project, and we have done a lot of projects for the year. What have we done? We painted the place, 2 coats, brush coated all 3 buildings. Put a new door on here, a wider door. Did all kinds of good stuff here on the rancho. Got the place working. We're actually cranking out projects out of here now. So the dream has come from a nightmare to a dream. Tell everybody thanks
We're
for
living
being
a
along.
dream,
You're just
so
living a dream.
Thanks for
She's
being
living
along.
a dream.
And it's been a pleasure having you along. I'll see y'all in the next year.
Yeah, see you next year. All right. Sounds pretty good as an MP3 player, doesn't it?